CMP, all we got. CMP, it's all we got. CMP, it's all we got. All right, guys. This is CMP episode 2. My man CJ Keeling again.
What
We're
up?
five, of course, from Puck Drops here. We're going to be talking about all sports, everything going around, and this is one of the busiest times for all of sports, as we all know, across North America. We got playoff hockey on Wednesday. Really exciting. And
Playoff
the
hockey,
draft lottery.
playoff
We got playoff basketball. The lottery as well as that. We got the NFL draft. We got baseball. New York Yankees kicking it right back in where they were supposed to be.
Yes, sir.
We've got the
15-1 performance yesterday.
got the NCAA March Madness championship game tonight. It's going to tip off in a few hours.
Who got in that one?
Virginia Cavaliers. They're going to get it done. It's
I
going
got
to be
Texas
redemption from last season's
I got Texas Tech.
epic collapse
Awful foul call.
to the. It
awful,
was not
awful, an
a
absolute
great call.
awful missed double dribble.
Well, you know what? Let's go right into that.
Let's go right
have
into
a
that.
discussion.
Awful missed double dribble.
I don't think. Yes. Oh, the double dribble.
Double dribble was
Well. Let's
awful
say
miss.
this. Let's say this. He was hooked. He did get. His arm did grab the. But
Don't care.
should you really call that at a point in that game? Probably not. Probably
I've
not.
been playing basketball my entire life. That foul at the end of the game should not have been called.
The one foul
Wasn't
at the
even close.
end is a.
He was straight up. You're not
It
allowed to kick
was-
your leg out. He kicked his leg out. You're not allowed to do it. Plain and simple.
It was a foul, as I've
The
said.
wrong team is playing
But-
tomorrow, just like the wrong team played in the
It
Super Bowl.
was a foul, but you should not call that in Final Four. That's a foul you call at the Invitational at the beginning of the year in November. That's not a foul you call in one of the biggest game of Auburn's basketball franchise.
franchise.
That's
Ever-
not
school history.
not a call you should be making. So there's that. If you want to make picks on this game, you're saying Texas Tech, and do you think
I
running
think-
away, or is it going to be close?
I think it's going to be a good one. I think Tech pulls away within the final 3 minutes of the game.
I'm saying 76.
But then again, it could be Virginia's year. We don't know. Look at what happened against Purdue. They got very lucky there, and then with the foul call in the last game against Auburn.
I really think this
Could
is
be that year.
70-64 Virginia. It's going to be a really good game, and I think it's going to be an interesting night, especially
It's
if
not
you're
one of the two
rooting going
major
on with
teams.
the red, right. But especially, it was a 1 seed. They were a 1
Yeah.
seed, but they were
Yeah.
the lowest 1 seed.
Yeah, and no one wants to see Virginia.
If you're, we apologize to Cavalier fans all over the world. But for bettors, if you look at it, it's an interesting game to look at,
It
especially
is.
for the Red Raiders, because this is a point that I think the Cavs will win, but I'm not betting on this game
The
per se.
public is on
But
Virginia.
if you were to, I would bet on Texas Tech because there's a good chance they could win, and being a 3 seed going to the national championship.
but they're
against the
still
lower 1 seed, you would
exactly.
have a
That's what
chance.
scares me. They're still not getting that much money, which makes me look like it's a trap for Virginia. Texas
Okay.
Tech's to play tonight. You heard it first too.
It's going to be a really good game. We're very
They
excited.
took care of a Buffalo team in the first round.
Yes.
There was no problem. That Buffalo team was supposed to go really far.
Second
Yeah.
round.
Second round.
Second
I'm
round,
sorry.
they took care of the
I'm sorry,
Bulls.
second round.
When Buffalo beat up on Arizona State. Yes, so we look at that. March Madness has been a great tournament now. You may or may not know, my Michigan Wolverines not able to do much.
And my Fighting Irish didn't even make
They
it
got
there, so-
slapped by the Texas Tech Red Raiders in Sweet 16. Not a very good game for them, but what a great season for Texas Tech, and what a great season for Virginia. First national championship berths, which is amazing for both of those schools,
Mhm.
which is really incredible, especially for a Virginia team that's been a 1 seed for most of this decade. And when we switch now, of course, to baseball, we got a lot of games coming up today, right?
And we have a lot to talk about too.
There's a lot to talk
a
about.
lot to talk about.
And it starts Severino.
Severino, what's going on? He's smart. He actually did something pretty smart. He signed a contract because he knew he was hurt. Signed a long-term contract, got his arbitration years bought up because he knew he wasn't going to win them because he knew he was hurt. Now he's going for another MRI, and you know what? Yankees need to make a trade. Madison Bumgarner to the Yanks. I'm telling you.
It's a good proposition because Madison Bumgarner, being a player that has been a star for some years, and he's played in the World Series. He's got the experience.
And what's great about him
Could
is that
be
he's still
ace.
semi-young. He's only around 29.
Yes.
He's only around 29. And you know what? His baseball injuries are not baseball-related.
No, we have got a few
Fell off
games
a bike
going
one
on.
year.
Right, we've got a few games going on right now.
Yeah,
mid
we got
and the
it.
bottom. Tampa who already beat the White Sox today. A 5-1 shellacking by this good team. I don't see
Blake Snell with a
Tampa.
sick outing.
I do not see Tampa winning the division. They're not good enough to win the
Tampa's
division.
not winning the
They're
division.
not winning the division. But
They're
here's
gonna
the
come in
thing. I think they'll come in third, but again,
Why do you think the Red Sox are good?
Go to
Hey,
find
give
a, They're not gonna. They're not
Give me
a
facts. Give me
title
facts.
contender.
I want
They got-
facts.
They've
Why?
got
Why?
basically the same lineup as batting.
Yeah. Okay.
Same lineup.
Okay.
The pitchers are not there.
Okay, they
No.
have the same batting lineup, but is Mookie Betts going to perform? That he performed at an all-world level last year.
No, he's not going to
JD
perform at that level.
Martinez
But
performed at an all-world level last year.
No.
Steven Pierce performed at an
No.
all-star level last year.
No,
I'm
no.
sorry. Steven Pierce is not an all-star. He's not.
no,
Mitch Moreland gave them clutch, timely hits.
but they're better
It's
than
not gonna happen
Tampa.
again.
They're better than
I
Toronto.
think Tampa's a
They're
team
better
put
than
together.
Baltimore.
Tampa reminds me of the Oakland A's back in 2001.
That good? That good?
That's exactly who they remind me of. A team well built. They have the ace. They have the best pitcher in the division. Blake Snell's better than Chris Sale. He's better than Severino. He's better than Paxton. The Red Sox pitching stinks. The only thing they did was lose Kimbrel. They didn't get any better. They didn't gain anybody.
Definitely true.
They
Yeah.
lost people. They
Definitely
lost Joe
true.
Kelly. Joe Kelly was a big part of that World Series run. They lost him. Evaldi's not going to pitch the same way he did last year. I'm a Yankee fan. I've seen Evaldi pitch. He's not that good. He's not.
Let's see that. Oakland is at the bottom of the first, and Baltimore no score.
Oakland should run away with that.
Washington and Philadelphia. That's a huge game because as
What's
it
the
leads
pitching
up
matchup in that
to
one?
pitching matchup, I believe it's Sanchez for Washington and for
Uh-huh.
Philadelphia, Velasquez, their young stud.
I like Velasquez, actually.
He's a really good
I'm going to
player.
take Philly in that one, actually.
He's a really good player. I take Philadelphia. Bottom of the first, no score, and
The Yankees
Conversation.
actually just got underway.
the Yankees,
Playing Houston.
no score, bottom of the first. They're in Texas. The pitching matchup is for the Yankees. It's Masahiro Tanaka,
Versus
and
Justin
for
Verlander.
Houston, Verlander. So it's a really
Big
good
game for the
pitching
Yanks.
matchup. And we got a good game brewing for that one. That's very important in the standings. Yes, Washington, Oakland. We also got rid of Chicago. The Cubs got rid of the Pirates 10-0. Really good game.
John
for them.
Lester left the game in the third inning. He got hurt. Going for an MRI on his hamstring. It's been ailing him.
Right.
Tyler Chatwood would be called up if he has to go on the DL.
We've got a game in 20 minutes that his first pitch at 7:45 in the Gateway to the West in St. Louis, Dodgers and Cardinals. That's an
That's a good
interesting
one.
matchup.
I'll take the pitching
pitching
matchup for that
the
one.
pitching matchup is, I believe they're listing it at Ryu for the Dodgers.
Jun Ryu.
Yeah, and McCollus for Cardinals.
Okay. I'm going to have to go with the Dodgers on that one. Dodgers
And
playing some great
And
baseball.
about a little more, and about 55 minutes, there's going to be another game. It's in Kansas City.
Hernandez versus Homer Bailey.
Yes, the King is going to be pitching for Red Hot Mariners.
If this was a game in 2012, that would be a pretty good one. But unfortunately,
We'll see
it's
what-
2019.
We're going to get here. Seattle's played well, but we've seen them falter numerous
Seattle
times.
has played well. Kind of reminds me of the Mets last year, starting off really hot.
And they've
carrying
done it
off.
before. We've
Exactly.
seen the
Where
Mariners
they
do this
started
before.
off really strong, above 500, 10 games above 500.
We've
Then
also
the dog
seen
days
them.
of July and
yes.
August come around.
We've
and
also
just
seen them
fall
roll
off.
through the season and have super teams like in 2001, and then just get shellacked by the New York Yankees. But that's story for another time. Atlanta against Columbus in about 8:40 p.m. in Denver, and Tehran for
Julio
the Braves
Tehran versus Kyle
and
Freeland. I'm gonna have to go
Tehran's
with the
a
Braves in
really
that one.
good pitcher.
Yeah,
It's going to be
I'm gonna have to go with the Braves in that one.
definitely something there. For in San Francisco, San Diego, and the Giants. Lauer for the Padres and Bumgarner is going to be on the hill.
Eric Lauer is a pretty
For
good
San
pitcher, but I'm gonna have to
Francisco.
go with Mad Bum in that one.
I'm going to go for the Padres to win this game. In Anaheim, Milwaukee, and the Angels.
Chassin
Chassin for
versus
the
Trevor
Brewers
Hill.
and Cahill.
Interesting. Julius Chassin.
A good game. I think Milwaukee wins this.
I'm gonna have to say Mike Trout's been red hot. That
So,
line at minus 110 just seems like it's a trap line. They want you on Milwaukee. I'm gonna go the Angels, my lock of the day.
And that's that at 10:07. That's the nightcap.
Yep.
Sorry. We know that. Well, we do know a lot of things. Speaking of other sports, we know that your. Yes,
What-
basketball NBA.
We know that your very own Brooklyn Nets
Nets
back to the
are in
playoffs
the
for the first
post- are
time
in
since
the postseason.
2015. Thank you, D'Angelo Russell. Thank you.
Yes, his Nets are in. We'll discuss that. You also know that my
Just
New
who are
York
they going to
Knicks
play? Who are they going to play?
are out of the
Toronto.
playoffs.
They're going to play Toronto. They're going to play.
The seeding is there now.
The
For you
Sixers.
people, there is only one spot left in the NBA postseason, and it's open to 3 teams: the Detroit Pistons,
The Miami
Heat, and the Charlotte Hornets.
doesn't look like the Hornets are going to get it.
Charlotte
Seems very far-fetched.
The easiest chance is Detroit. If Detroit wins tonight, home against Memphis, they are in. Win and they are in. Charlotte needs a little help as well as winning. They're in Cleveland
Miami needs
to
a lot
play
of
the
help,
Cavaliers. Boston against Washington, not only for seeding. Philadelphia is playing the only other team looking to punch a ticket to the postseason in the Miami Heat. And that's at 7:30. Tip-off in the airlines at 7:30. Tip-off at 7 o'clock in the Pizza Box for the Pistons and Grizzlies. And in Cleveland, the Hornets tip-off also at 7, as well as for the Celtics and Washington Wizards in our nation's capital. Toronto plays Minnesota tonight at 8. That game slightly with the seeding, but really seems to be really not pertinent for either team. We have a game that I will tell you, because of my fandom, is absolute garbage. The Knicks and United Center to play the Bulls. That game no one will care about, and that'll just be there for tanking.
Nobody cares about it.
It's a tanking game.
Not even really tanking anymore because, the top 3 teams
Phoenix,
with the worst record, they all have the same odds now. It's not like it was in the years past.
It's true, but it
doesn't really matter.
Right, no, it doesn't. Golden State's playing New Orleans. Golden State, have they clinched the 1 seed? Warriors?
They have not, but I mean,
so a win they would.
Yeah.
So so Golden State is a big game for Golden State. If you win Smoothie King, you get the 1 seed in the Western Conference. Again, how many times have we seen this? Phoenix and Dallas, no. That's pretty bad.
That's bad.
We feel bad for Maverick and Suns fans. Mavericks fans, your team is looking good. They're going to be good in the
Suns fans have a lot to look forward to, too. With Devin Booker, DeAndre Ayton, they're going to have a top 3 pick. Most likely, they're going to have a top 3 pick. They're going to have, if they get Ja Morant,
that would be a nice fit for the Phoenix Suns.
It's the only fit. If they get the first pick, they should take Ja Morant over Zion. You already have
Ayton. It's true.
You need a
What
point
about the other kid for Duke?
RJ Barrett?
Yeah, what about him? No.
Morant's a lot better than Barrett.
Denver against Utah. I don't believe Utah's in the playoffs this year, right?
They are.
Oh, okay. So I didn't check the standings. But Denver-Utah, very interesting game there. That's being explosive, but it doesn't mean too much. Although
Rockets Thunder.
Denver is going to need to win, but they're also going to be scoreboard watching with the game in New Orleans at that started an hour before the Golden State. Houston and Oklahoma City. That's all for seeding.
Yep.
But Houston they started poorly. They've gotten red hot. They've got the talent. And James Harden's something else. He is something else.
He really is. MVP.
Probably, yeah.
He's the MVP.
I like Giannis, but he's made a case.
100%. They both made cases. But, I mean, I don't know. Harden and the Rockets went through some really tough times this year, and Harden kept them floating above.
We'll also say that in one of the upcoming videos – wait, hold on. Is the regular season over on Wednesday?
The regular season – Wednesday.
That's the last game. Everybody's seated.
Yes.
So, yes, on maybe not on Wednesday, but we'll try to find a time. We will definitely find a time to do our NBA bracket
on
predictions
Wednesday.
as well. We will probably do that on Wednesday.
Kansas on Thursday.
Yeah, my friend CJ, he's going to Kansas for a basketball tournament. Plays for the Montclair State Club team. Which is awesome. Definitely wish him luck. Portland and LA, the last game, means really nothing.
Yep, nothing besides for wherever the Blazers are going to be. And to be honest, they're going to blow the Lakers out.
And probably
no LeBron, no Ingram.
So you look at that. We got basketball, college basketball. We talked about even the national championships today. Do you want to make we're going to get our predictions wrong, but you want to make a quick hot take prediction? Who you think is going to win it all next year?
Next year, college, Villanova,
Duke. Okay, so I'm kind of not trusting my Wolverines as much as I'd like to, but usually then they pull something magical out of their butts and make a great run. So we'll see for that. We got, of course, to talk about the NFL draft, right?
Yep.
What do you think's going on? What do you think? Back to the Steelers. I know we talked about this before, but
I told you there's one option, Greedy Williams. That's it.
Yeah. So we'll see with that. The prospects, of course, and
Kyler Murray a bust.
Yeah. At this point, this is kind of the slow go for the NFL. You're reporting to camp a little bit. You don't really report yet, and you're waiting for your draft picks.
There is one thing I'd like to touch on. Antonio Brown, blasting Juju Smith-Schuster on Twitter. So saying just a bunch of crazy stuff, coming at him, saying dude, You got what you wanted. And then you know what? I would like to compliment James Conner and Le'Veon Bell because they supported each other. They reached out to him, was like, congratulations on your new deal. You're really gonna do good. And there's no jealousy factor there with Antonio Brown and Juju. You heard it first here. Juju Smith-Schuster, better than Antonio Brown.
I don't know if he's better than Antonio Brown at this level. Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. He will be. But I'm going to make a hot take that's probably true and say that it's not so much on his talent because he's a very talented receiver and a great player. But I think that Juju Smith-Schuster is probably the nicest guy in football.
Yes.
He has to be. He is
he's
just
an
awesome
kid.
He's like us. He's an awesome kid. And he's really epitomizes the Steeler organization. Also, not a Steeler fan, but they got to get rid of Mike Tomlin. They need to get rid of Mike Tomlin. He's too old school.
I agree.
You need a younger guy. Look at what the Browns doing.
He's 45.
Yeah, but 45, and he's been in the league for 10 years.
Yeah.
And he's got the old school philosophy. Gotta get it.
And the Steelers always come out flat. They're always starting off flat.
Steelers
always have to play from behind to do good.
Look at what the two Ohioan teams are doing. Freddie Kitchens for the Browns. For the Bengals, Zach Taylor for the offensive coordinator for the Rams. Mm-hmm. Two young guys that they're bringing up for two really young teams. And, of course, people say, experience John Harbaugh, but I don't look at that because I think both the Ravens are going to fizzle out. This is at a point where
Steelers win that division
next year. Oh, yes. When the NFL is coming around and we got baseball, we will be talking about football. We'll be talking about baseball and doing more predictions. So, yes, the NFL draft, as I said, I think the Giants should take Jonah Williams. So, a little less on information. Yes, tomorrow you'll be getting a video. I don't know who else will be doing it, but on the Puck Drops here, be getting a video on the lottery. Very important. My Devils have the third worst record in the National Hockey League, looking to try right behind the Los Angeles Kings and behind the Ottawa Senators, which is the Colorado Avalanche pick, which was obtained from the Matt Duchene trade. And we'll be doing a live stream on the lottery as it is happening. And so to talk about that, since we're near the end of our video and stuff going on with baseball and everything, but we've got the Stanley Cup playoffs. It's my favorite time of the year on Wednesday. And so I'm going to make my quick predictions. I've kind of got my versus into hockey. We'll go into that. My quick predictions, Nashville Predators. You look at their offense, Philip Forsberg, Victor Arvidsson, and the defense, Ryan Ellis. The goaltender, Pekka Rinne, needs to step up because if Peter Laviolette has to put Jussi Saros in, you're going to have issues. You're going to have problems. And that Sagan-Benn line has been fantastic against Dallas. But I have the Predators in 6 pulling it out. Jets and Blues is going to be a great series. But Patrick Laine has to show up. Patrick Laine doesn't do what he's got to do with Mark Scheifele and that fantastic Jets line. It's series over. Blues win. But I have the Jets in 6. For Calgary and Colorado, Calgary has one of the best offenses and early in the first half of the NHL regular season. The Calgary Flames had the best third period comeback scoring total of any team in the National Hockey League.
Right there.
The Calgary Flames have enough offense to get past Colorado, but it won't be easy because of goaltending. I put Semyon Varlamov and Philip Grubauer over Casey Riddick and Mike Smith, even though Mike Smith played in the conference final in 2011 against the Kings as a member of Arizona. Sharks in Vegas. I have the Sharks quickly in 7. That's going to be an interesting game series. It's going to be fun. And the teams do not like each other. Look for guys like Ryan Reeves and Vlasic to set tones on defense. Best defensive pairing in the National Hockey League belongs to the San Jose Sharks. Sharks in 7, Erik Karlsson, big X factor. And if pucks go past Martin Jones quickly, it's game over for San Jose. In the East, I have the Lightning, the 128-point Lightning, the 62-win Bolts going right past the Blue Jackets. It is going to be an insane series for the Lightning, insane year for the Lightning. Lightning in 5, Columbus is just outmatched, and in comes a long offseason, wondering obviously what to do with Artemi Panarin and as well as Sergei Bobrovsky because of the hiring, the breaking in hiring that we had this morning of Joel Quenneville, the former Blues and Blackhawks coach who won 3 Stanley Cups with Chicago, being hired by the Florida Panthers. That'll be a very interesting thought process that will be divulged later on the Puck Drops here, especially in the offseason when we find out what is to be done with him. Toronto and Boston for the 2nd straight year and for the 3rd time in 5 years. Boston this time finally is on the wrong end. Toronto's going to win it in 7, and it's probably going to be in overtime on a crazy goal by Zach Hyman or one of the third line, 4th line, Maple Leafs needs to stand up. You need to see what Tavares needs to do. Tavares has to have a great series as well as Freddie Anderson. If pucks get past Freddie Anderson, Toronto is not winning this series. They don't have a chance. They don't have a chance. It is over because of the fantastic Bergeron, Marchand, Pasternak line. But I have the Maple Leafs moving on and getting it done and getting to the second round with a meeting with Tampa. Caps and Hurricanes we have. Hurricanes, really fun to watch. This is my favorite series of the first round. Capitals and Hurricanes. Hurricanes are fast. They're young. They're skillful. Sebastian Aho is going to be a household name. Peter Mrazek's played well in the regular season, and he's been in the playoffs a few years with Detroit and last year with the Philadelphia Flyers. But I don't know if they can hold back the Caps, and I think the Caps get it done. Holtby is a great series, and really Ovechkin's going to shine through. But Hurricanes, great season. A lot of stuff to look forward to if you're a fan in Carolina, because your AHL minor league team is number one in the entire league. Yes, I'll do some AHL predictions as well on the puck drops here. But I know the Caps winning over the Hurricanes in 6. Islanders and Penguins. What a wonderful series this is going to be. Penguins don't have the depth. They don't have the speed that the Islanders do now. The Islanders have the skill, but you got to stop the Pens. And the Pens could kick back the speed. And if they got a guy like Teddy Bluger, remember this name, Teddy Bluger. He is going to be a phenomenal player in this league. And him and Jake Gensel and on the Sidney Crosby of Evgeny Malkin line will shine through. But I think the Islanders, just their penalty kill, their forechecking, what Barry Trotz can do as a coach, they're going to get it done in 7. I have the Predators losing to the Jets in 7 again. And once again, it's the fourth line for the Jets that's going to help because this defense of the Predators, so vaunted, especially last season, has done nothing. It has done little to nothing. I have the Jets in 7, getting it done to the conference final. Sharks and Flames, the Flames' hot rise ends with the Sharks' phenomenal defense. Sharks are going to forecheck. They're going to hit. They're going to frustrate a guy like Johnny Gaudreau. They're going to frustrate a guy like Sean Monahan. They're going to frustrate a guy like Sam Bennett. You can't get pucks through. You can't get clocked through. And if you have this offense rolling with Evander Kane, you got a guy like Timo Meier, insane Tomas Hertl, Pavelski, Brent Burns, Joe Thornton. No way are you getting any help. Riddick's going to have some issues. We'll see who starts on Wednesday. But I have the Sharks in 6. Lightning and Maple Leafs. The Maple Leafs have gotten all their gas out by beating the Bruins. They are going to be shellacked by the Lightning. What a phenomenal offense, defense, everything. Vasilevsky, Coburn, the defense, Sorelli. You got Tyler Johnson. You got Braden Point, Steven Stamkos, Nikita Kucherov, 128 points. Incredible. This team is something else. Lightning in 4. Caps and Islanders, wow, what a bloodbath series this would be. I would have the Caps coming back, and they'd take the Islanders down in 7, and they would move on to the third round, conference final. Have the Caps and the Lightning. Lightning are going to take it. They're going to get it done. Tampa is going to get it done, and they're going to get it done in a sweep. They're going to exercise their demons and go to the Stanley Cup final. The Winnipeg Jets against the Sharks. Winnipeg's too much for the Sharks. Former Ranger Hayes, way too good. And a lot of their guys as well. Line A, we talked about Scheifele, Wheeler. Dustin Byfuglien's going to shine. He's going to have a great series. Connor Hellebuck as well. And the Jets in 6. I have the Lightning and the Jets in the Stanley Cup final. And for the first time since 2011, the conference will be won by a Canadian team. Winnipeg's first ever. And Winnipeg's going to play Tampa. Tampa's going to get it done. All the years they had with Le Brisebois and Steve Yzerman as their general managers, they finally get it done. They win that Stanley Cup for them, and then the franchise will. I'm sorry, Bolts fans, take a downturn. But what a phenomenal year for them. They're going to win the Stanley Cup. I know you have Calgary, right? You have Calgary winning it all over the Boston Bruins.
I do.
So we can't wait for the NHL Stanley Cup playoffs. It's going to be something to behold. As I said, we will have another CMP. We'll have another on the puck drops here. We will have live streams, possibly of the playoffs, probably not. Probably just pre-games of it. Little tidbit pre-games for the games, as well as the NBA playoffs on CMP. I will also try to do a podcast on the preview of the American Hockey League playoffs when those come up with the Charlotte Checkers and my personal team, the San Jose Barracuda. So we look forward to that. We look forward to this great season. And CMP, we out.